YouTube, it's Missy, and today I'm here to share with you guys my most anticipated reads, recap, rewrap, and an update. Whew, I almost said it twice. Recap, rewrap, and update for January 2015. As long as you guys like these videos, these recap videos, I will continue making them. I have 12 books that I was interested in reading in January of 2015. If you are new to this series, basically what I do is I go through my handy dandy notebook here and I talk about all the books that were on my most anticipated reads list for each month, whether I read it, purchased it, unhauled it, or I'm not really interested in it anymore. So for January of 2015, I had 12 YA books that I was interested in reading. The first book that was on my list was Fairest by Marissa Meyer. This is a novella. It's 3.5, so it came after Cress. I have not purchased this book. I was interested in reading it when it first came out because it was part of the world, but I don't care about Lavana, and so I don't think I'll ever purchase this. I don't want to read about her life story. Someone convinced me that it's good and I should read it. The next book on my list is a definite, and that is Ensnared by A.G. Howard. This one came out on the 6th of that year of January. I pre-ordered it. I read it. It was 5 stars. Absolutely amazing. This is the second book in the Splintered trilogy. I absolutely love this story. If you have not read A.G. Howard before, I highly recommend the Splintered trilogy. It is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. It's like a mixture of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and a little bit of Looking Through the Looking Glass. And it's got a love triangle that just works. It's not an annoying love triangle. This is Jeb. I really like Morpheus better, but this is Jeb. And oh my gosh, I lie. This is the third book. For some reason it was wrong on my shelves. This is the third and final book of the trilogy. And yeah, this is, they're all so cute. They're all so cute. I like looking at these books. Maybe I just like pretty boys. I don't know. If you haven't read this, I dropped it. If you haven't read the Splintered trilogy and you like Alice in Wonderland, I highly recommend picking it up. I know people have read Roseblood and didn't enjoy it, Penelope, but it's still, just forget about Roseblood and go through the Splintered trilogy. There's the 3 books. There is a book that has just, you know, novellas in it, which is awesome. The last story in the novella series, which is Untamed, made me bawl my eyes out. It was just a lovely, gritty, dark Wonderland, and I loved it, and I will keep promoting that series. So if you didn't like Roseblood and that's all you've ever read from A.G. Howard, pick up the Splintered trilogy. It's a great retelling, great fantasy, great love story, and all of the font is different colors for each book. I love it. All right, the next book on my list was A Cold Legacy by Megan Shepherd. Here is the first book, which is The Madman's Daughter by Megan Shepherd. The Cold Legacy is the third book, I believe, in this series, and I haven't read the first one, Story of My Life, but I did not purchase the other 2 books, which is a first for me. I normally buy all the books in a series. Maybe I have the second book. I could be lying and I have the second book, but I definitely do not have the third. This is a retelling of The Island of Dr. Moreau, which I just received from a friend, so I will be reading that before I read this one. A Cold Legacy, I don't remember what the retelling is. The second one is Frankenstein, I think. But they're all dark retellings, and I don't know how much of a retelling is, if it's like very tied into the original or loosely based. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to reading it. Again, my husband bought me this pretend mink blanket. And everything that I put on top of my bed, it just slips right off. It's fake mink. And you could totally tell because when I bought it and washed it, it smelled like wet dog, which grossed me out. I had to wash it twice. Yeah, thanks Amazon. Anyways, the next book on my list was Please Remain Calm. Here's the picture by Courtney Summers. This is the sequel to This Is Not a Test. I really liked This Is Not a Test. It's like Breakfast Club with zombies, which I found absolutely wonderful to read. But I haven't picked up Please Remain Calm. I don't know if I really want to read it anymore. I'm still interested in zombies, but I haven't read zombies in a really long time. So maybe once my love gets, you know, re-sparked by reading all of the zombie books this year, then maybe I'll pick it up. But at this moment in time, nah. I mean, the first one was good, but it's not something I purchased because it wasn't a book that I would reread, if that makes sense. There can be very good books that are not rereadable, in my opinion, and if it's good and not rereadable, I'm not going to buy it. All right, the next book on my list was Hellhole by Gina D'Amico. This is a YA author that writes paranormal, but in a humorous way. All of her characters and dialogue is just insanely funny. And this is about a boy who digs a hole because that's how he releases stress. And somehow he accidentally releases a demon in the process. And then the demon moves into his basement and won't leave. And the boy is trying to get rid of the demon. And he recruits a very strange girl to help him out. And it was brilliantly funny. I absolutely loved it. Gina D'Amico. If you haven't read her, I would definitely pick her up. Hellhole was really good. I gave that book 5 stars, obviously. I also really enjoyed her Croak trilogy. I talk about that series on a constant. Pick up her books if you like paranormal and if you like humor. All right, the next book on my list was Vivian Apple at the End of the World. I don't remember what this is about, which means that I probably am not interested in reading it anymore. I didn't pick it up. I didn't buy it. So let me know if you've read it and if I should pick it up. The next book on my list is Monkey Wars, and this is by Richard Curti. This cover is what caught my eye, and then I was thinking for a really long time, ew, is this going to be like Planet of the Apes? Because I'm not interested in Planet of the Apes. But then it was like $1 or $2 on Book Outlet, and I was like, well, I was interested in reading it, and this is supposed to be like Animal Farm meets Watership Down, but with monkeys in India. And so I picked it up. Someone on Goodreads said that it was too political and too graphically violent. Like there was a lot of war in here and a lot of politics. And I enjoy the politics in Animal Farm, so we will see how much I like this. Because it was cheap, I purchased it. And if I don't like it, I will give it to one of you guys. So I really enjoy this cover. They don't make this cover anymore either. It just drives me crazy. Keep the covers, the original covers that you put the books out on. It's like when you are doing a test and then you second guess yourself and then you erase the correct answer and you put the wrong answer. Your first choice is always correct. That is a good, this is a good cover. They shouldn't have changed it. It's bright. It's got a monkey on it. There's a skull in his eyes. It just makes perfect sense. Destroy the strong. Sustain the weak. All right. Next we have The Ghosts of Heaven by Marcus Sedgwick. Now if you've been on my channel, the 14th is actually my 5th year on here on BookTube. So if you've been around for the last 5 years, you know my obsession with Marcus Sedgwick, and you know I haven't read any of his books yet. So here is The Ghosts of Heaven. And I purchased this book because it's by Marcus Sedgwick. And it says heaven on it. And it says ghosts. And it's got this spiral staircase into heaven. Stairway to Heaven. I don't know. You can hate me if you want. Okay. The next book on my list is There Will Be Lies by Nick Lake. This is a contemporary thriller mystery. I really was interested in reading this, and then somebody said it was awful. There Will Be Lies. So we will see. I like thrillers, and with these ones that I haven't purchased that I was really on the fence about, I generally just borrow it from the library. So we'll see. Hopefully this year I will get to it. I would like to get to all of my books from my most anticipated reads. That's the goal of doing these, is to read more of those books. So we will see. Next is Gone Too Far by Natalie D. Richards. Here is the cover. This one says, it reminds me of Death Note. That was I don't remember what this book is. If you read this book and it is like Death Note, let me know down below, because I like Death Note. The next book on my list is The Conspiracy of Us by Maggie Hall. This is the first book in a trilogy. I did read this book. I gave it 4 stars. I do not own this series or this trilogy. It's kind of like Clary from City of Bones, where the girl grows up. She's in high school. She doesn't know anything about her past. They've always moved a lot growing up, because her mom tells her a lie about how she works for the government and how they have to continue to move so that bad guys don't know where they live. But really, the family is moving away from the past. The mom knows something that the daughter doesn't. A new boy enters the school. He knows who she is. She doesn't know how he knows her. And then things go from there. She finds out that she's part of a secret society about a secret class of people who have been made and throughout the ages have taken care of the secret, and she's supposed to inherit the seat of this secret society, and she doesn't know anything about it, and they're all trying to kill her. It's a very fast-paced, exciting story. Hopefully I made sense with all of that. I am definitely interested in reading more. The love story is, it's not like love at first sight. They do kind of have like a fighting thing, but then they do kind of like each other at the same time. Although it's unrealistic to fall in love with someone immediately, I think for teenagers, because of their hormones, it's very easy to like someone that you're with for a short amount of time if it's like an everyday kind of thing, especially if that person is cute. You're going to want to kiss them. So that just, it happens. It happened to me. I liked a boy right away because he was cute and I wanted to kiss him. So I can understand why some of these girls in these books are just like, oh, I love him. Not really. I just really want to kiss him badly. That's just what I want to do. All right. And the very last book that I was interested in reading in January of 2015 was Playlist for the Dead. I kind of hated this book. I don't know why I gave it 3 stars. I think it was more of like a 2.5. It's about, well, this is by Michelle, oh, I hated her last name, Falk off. It's not the F word, off. It's Falk, F-A-L-K, Falk. And it says here, Circle of 12, like 13 Reasons Why, but it wasn't. Playlist for the Dead was bad. It was just bad. It's so bad, in fact, I can't even remember what it's about right now. I will leave all of my Goodreads reviews down below for the books that I have read in this video. And yeah, that was everything that I was interested in reading in January of 2015. Let me know how you like these videos down below so that way I know whether I should continue making them or not. It's not hard to make them because they're already written down. I just am going through them again. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!